Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the No BS podcast for contractors. I'm Coach Liam here from the PFC team, and today we're going to be talking about all things hiring, but really specifically how to write a quality job ad that will attract A players to your team. When it comes to hiring, we have to look at all stages of the hiring process. We have to look at the job ad, finding them, attracting them, converting or landing those good people, and then keeping them through onboarding, training, and retention. That's how hiring works. It's not just a one and done thing. It's an ongoing process we have to do in order to keep the good people that we spend a lot of time and money finding and hiring.
Until right now, this very moment, contractors have always been on their own, not as tradespeople, but being alone and knowing how to take their business to the next level. They call us working class, they call us blue collar. They say that we don't have the smarts to become the business owner that we're meant to be. That is such bullshit. You have the ability. You're more than any of that. The question really is, where do you get the insights that you need specific to contracting to systemize your business so you can get your profits to pay for your freedom? I'm Andrew Houston. I'm going to show you how to make more profits, how to get more control, how to get more freedom in the simplest, quickest way possible without any of that bullshit. Welcome to the No Bullshit Podcast for Contractors. Listen up, level up, and if you learned something, like the video, subscribe to the channel, change your business, change your life.
So today we're going to talk about how we write that good job ad, what goes into it, how you should be framing it, what we can do to maybe spice it up, attract really good people, and how you can beat out your competitors by having a better job ad. Sales, marketing, hiring, it's all kind of the same thing. And what I mean by that is if you treat hiring like something you just do once and you turn it off, it's going to be very hard for you to be successful in today's labor market. The best contractors that I see, the top members in our program, they treat hiring like marketing. It's something they do 24/7. So they give it the same time, intensity, and resources they put towards the marketing they do to get clients. And it's really the same system and the same engine at the end of the day. So if you have, let's say, paid ads, or you do organic content on Instagram or Facebook, all those kind of things, if you put that same energy, time, and money that you put into that into marketing for people, you're going to have a much better result. And with that, just like you would want to attract a good customer with a good ad, we want to attract a good potential employee with a really good ad, with a good job description, okay? So I want to kind of break down the 3 or 4 main components that go into a good job ad and also what a bad job ad looks like. So if we look at a good job ad, there's kind of a couple key components. One, it has a very catchy headline or title or initial text. You're going to lose someone's attention or get it within the first few seconds. So the first, let's say, text or copy at the top of the job ad is the most important, okay? That's what's going to get someone's attention in to read the rest of the ad, to go through all the details, the role, etc. So if you just write something really boring, like ABC Contracting is looking to hire a carpenter, that's not going to really stand out in the sea of job ads, okay? You have to catch somebody's attention, right? So it could be something like, looking for a exciting career change, or looking to work for a family-run business, or looking to get away from, an office job and actually work with your hands, anything like that, something that, again, is going to stand out. Very, very important, very, very impactful. And that gives you just an initial advantage, okay? So please put a lot of time, guys, into that initial top copy, that initial text, and just think of something creative, a little bit outside the box. You can maybe use a question in the title. You can throw some exclamations in. Just make it a little bit different. It will really help you. Now, the second thing, once you kind of get your title, is why should they work for you? That's the question you need to be answering right away in your job description. Most contractors flip it, unfortunately, but it is an employee's market. So what's in it for them? Why should they really work for you? Why join us? Okay, that's the first question you need to answer. What makes you guys different? What sets you apart? Why it's a great place to work? You need to answer that question right away, okay? Then the second question you need to answer is what it's like working for you guys day to day. What is the role? How do you guys operate, right? Is there an office you all meet at? Is everybody going to site? Is it independent? Is it highly controlled? What's it like working for your company, okay? Third question you need to answer is, how will things develop? How will I grow? What is the let's say, staircase, or what is the path in this role? Okay, so what is the long-term opportunity? Can they start as a laborer and develop into a site super, into a PM, into a foreman? Is there opportunity to maybe become part of management? Is there opportunity to get into sales? Okay, what is the long-term growth plan? You have to answer that question. And then lastly, you want to go through all the kind of the boring technical stuff, like driver's license required, this much experience, starting salary range, really important you give some kind of salary range. But those are the essential kind of questions or things we want to cover in our job ad. I see most contractors either write a really, really long, way too long job ad, like multiple pages, or it's way too short. It's like a paragraph or a couple lines. Okay, those don't work. They're not going to attract anybody decent. So again, if you need to put some time and energy in this to get a good candidate, then you need to do that and devote the time, right? If you're putting in, a couple hours to all of this stuff and hoping to get these great people coming to work for you, it's not going to work, right? Energy in equals energy out. So take these strategies. We're going to cover them in the rest of the podcast with some real examples, but this is the basic framework. Lots of things for you guys to download that you need to apply when writing your job ad. If your job ad is crap, you're not going to get good candidates, or it's going to be way harder for you to stand out in the sea of candidates and get the A players. Okay. So let's go into Zoom. I'm going to share a screen with you guys. I'm going to walk you through some ads, some social media stuff, and really show you how you can apply this with real world contractors who are doing it, who are using it in their business. Actually, I'm going to show you guys a job ad that someone used recently to hire 2 carpenters. Okay. And he lives in a very rural market where it's not a lot of people. Okay. So let's go look at that and we can get right into the tactics.
All right, guys. So thanks so much for hopping on the intro there. We're going over what makes a good job ad and why it's important to have a really good one if we're trying to attract top talent. So what I want to do now with everybody, whether you're listening or you're watching, hopefully you're watching, is kind of dissect a real job ad and then look at some companies and how they kind of market for people and some of the things you can do consistently to build your brand to attract better people and kind of have that mindset of always be hiring, always be looking to fill your bench. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen in a second. But before I go into that, I just want to recap what we kind of covered, which is that, again, the quality of your job ad or what you put out there is really going to make or break the kind of people you get. Crappy job ads, probably going to get crappy applicants or not at all. Really good job ads you spend time and effort on, really increase your odds of getting a better person to apply. Okay. That's the name of the game. If we don't fix this part of the process, good luck getting people to come to interviews and kind of everything that follows after that, right? Just like if you were marketing for customers and you had really crappy ads or really crappy things you told your customers, you're probably not going to get good customers or any applying. You're not going to get any sales. And like I said earlier, marketing and hiring, basically the same thing, right? If you think of hiring something different than marketing, it's probably going to hold you back. We're trying to get people to come into our process, into our funnel, so to speak, and decide to take a chance and work with us. Okay. Exact same mindset of someone who's going to buy from you. So let's look at a real job ad that kind of covered those core fundamental principles that I went over earlier. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen, guys. So this is an actual ad that one of our members in our Champion CEO coaching program wrote with the help from some of the other members and coaches. And he used this recently to hire actually 2 guys. He was just going to hire one, but he had a lot of people apply. So he ended up hiring 2 guys that are both really, really good. So first off the bat, simple thing, logo, contact info. Sounds maybe simple or basic, but it is important to have those things at the top of the ad. Now, he had this ad up online in different places, Indeed, Facebook, Instagram, I think ZipRecruiter. So the formatting obviously changes, right? For those different programs, but this is just the actual raw ad. Okay. So first thing, like I told you guys, is what it's like working with us or why should you come work for us? Okay. So in this ad, he goes over, who the company is, where they are, kind of the history of the company, awards they've won, all that kind of stuff, right? They're family oriented. There's a development plan. Again, this is the kind of thing that's going to attract people right away versus, we're looking for a carpenter, 4 years of experience, blah, 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 boring. It's not going to work. Okay. Then second, right? What they're as the employer are looking for, right? Pretty simple, but important to state it as well. And then most importantly, what's in it for them? What are they offering? Okay. So they're offering obviously a different work environment probably than a big, massive company. Someone might be looking for that. They put in the pay range. Now, this is an important thing. This section, guys, is important. If you do things differently, maybe than your competitors or other companies in the area, right? Maybe you do 410s. Okay. Maybe there's an option to do service work on the weekend for extra money. There's all these things that you probably do that you don't even think about that you need to put in the ad because it could be attractive to somebody. Maybe you provide a company vehicle. Maybe there's no kind of like physical office they come into every day. They just go directly to the site. Maybe the jobs are all, in a different kind of, let's say, geography. They're doing projects all over, right? For some guys, it's very attractive. Some guys don't want to work on the same project, work in the same building, et cetera, over and over and over again. So whatever makes your business unique, what you're offering, how you guys work, really, really important that you put that in the ad. Okay. At the end of the day, we're trying to sell somebody on going to the next step, right? Of contacting us, the interview, all that kind of stuff. So if you can't entice somebody in the ad originally, right? It's very unlikely that they're going to want to go to the next step. Because right now, like I said earlier, it's an employee's market, right? They have their pick at the litter, so they can choose at the end of the day who they want to apply to. And if your ad looks just like everybody else's, right, it doesn't stand out, it's just going to get lost in the sea, so to speak. So you have to do some things to set yourself apart and look a little bit different. And you also have to think of the psychology of why you're hiring and who you're basically going towards, right? Most of you guys watching the podcast, you're probably going to be hiring people under 40 years old, I would reckon. So with that in mind, you have to use a little bit different language and think of that kind of ideal person or that the avatar, a potential employer you're looking for. As you guys might know, right now, there's been a huge, what we call the mass resignation, a huge amount of people leaving their jobs, office jobs, et cetera, through COVID for various reasons. And a lot of people are looking to really get into jobs where they maybe have an impact. They use their hands. There's meaning, there's purpose, right? And a lot of people are actually moving from these boring office corporate jobs into the trades. Okay, there's a bit of a renaissance or a bit of a turn from the corporate into traditional stuff happening. I know it doesn't sound like it. You might not think it's happening, but it actually is. So with that, there's a lot of people who want to get into a craft, into a trade. They want to learn a skill. They want to do this stuff. Maybe they have experience and they went to corporate. They want to come back, and we have to entice them to want to come back and ultimately join your company. Right now, most of you guys, again, you're probably under $5 million a year. You're a family business or a small business, and you probably have some things that are really great about working for you. You're probably really involved as the owner. You probably take, a lot of pride in the work you do. You really have a great team, and you want to sell that you have a great culture. Tell them that you take care of your guys. Maybe you have benefits. Maybe you've had employees who've been with you over 4 or 5 years. You have really good retention. That is a big bonus in attracting people. If I'm going to go apply somewhere, I know this company's been around a while. They have really good retention. They have good staff. Maybe you're willing to let them talk to that staff. That's massive. That's going to set you apart. So again, you can use a framework like this, guys. You can go a bit longer if you want. I wouldn't really recommend going any shorter in your job ad. I would say this is kind of, a good size. Keep it around here. You can go a little bit longer. Again, don't go to like the 2-3 page job ads. They're boring. They're too long. No one's going to read them. We want to keep it short and sweet. I do really recommend putting a salary or some kind of compensation range in the ad, because again, there's just so many ads. It's such an employee's market. You have to stand out. And if you're expecting to get an amazing person, right, for less than market rate, no offense, you're probably delusional. Okay. You're going to have to offer the same or more. But again, a good person is probably worth that because you think you get a really big ROI on them. Okay. As well, it might just get you off the tools or it might get you the ability to do more work because you have more production capacity. So think about it like this, like I said initially, if you're not putting a ton of time and effort into writing your job ad, into hiring, into interviewing, into being a better employer and leader, you're not going to probably get the results you want, right? If you think about how hard you work in your business on getting new clients, on doing the work, on invoicing, all these other things, and then you think, well, am I putting the same amount of time into my hiring, into getting good guys? The answer is probably no. You're probably not putting in, 20, 30 hours a week into writing good ads and getting feedback on them, talking to candidates, doing interview, all this stuff. Like you have to put in a ton of time. For most of you guys and girls listening, if hiring is your problem, hiring needs to become like a part or full-time job because it's that important to your business. And as well, it doesn't stop when we hire someone. We want to keep these ads running, guys, 24/7. Even if you're spending $5, $10, $20 a day promoting the ad on Indeed, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it's going to, 1, keep the algorithm supporting your ad. And 2, you just never know when you're going to get a good candidate, right? You might have someone, you might not even hire them, but you have their resume, you talk to them, they're on the bench, so to speak, as people quit, people get injured, you fire people, and you want to, if possible, have some of those bench warmers or people you could call, right? And say, hey, I know we talked 3 months ago, wasn't a fit then, but are you still looking? Oh yeah, I am. Okay, cool. I'd like to get you back in for an interview. Just like we want to follow up with old leads that we haven't closed in our sales process. But again, I want everybody here, again, nothing happens without tactics or implementation, to go and first off and just look at your job ad and then look at this one in comparison. Another really easy, simple win and exercise for everybody is that go look at your competitors' job ads, right? Or just go look at really good contractors. Like maybe you're a roofer, maybe you do custom homes. Go look at what the other top contractors in your area, I'm sure you know who they are, like who's the biggest plumber, who's the biggest electrician, right? Who some companies that are really killing it. Go look on their website, their social media, all that stuff, and see what they're doing and just try and copy it. Okay. Even if they're not in the same trade or space as you, go copy, go hack, Go stand on the shoulders of giants, so to speak, and see what other people are doing, right? Even maybe look at different industries. Maybe look at people who are, similar to construction. Could be suppliers. Okay. Could be other companies. Just see what else people are doing that's working. You probably know the good companies in your area that are growing, right? Maybe even just ring up the owners, ask them for some insights, some help, advice. It's not going to hurt. The worst thing they say is no. But hiring, again, needs to become your full-time focus. It's a battle. It's a war you have to win in order to succeed. It is the biggest threat to the contracting industry we are currently facing, and it's only going to get worse. So you need to become really good at this and make it a big part of your business if you're going to win. If you think you're just going to throw up a job ad, hire somebody, one and done, I got bad news for you. It's not going to work, because actually keeping these people is actually the bigger challenge. I can go throw up an ad today, get 100 applicants, right? And hire 10 of them. Probably only one would stick. Okay. Because again, the retention game is a really important piece, which we're going to talk about in other episodes. We're going to get guests in on that. But here's the thing. You have to focus on making hiring your focus. Start with the job ad. It's simple. I've given you guys a framework. You can go and implement it. Go look, see what other people are doing. And most importantly, just have fun with it. Okay. You might not get the best person right away. It's a process, and we never want to stop doing it. Like I said earlier, we all, ABC, always be closing, always be hiring. It's the same kind of mindset. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. I think, again, everyone here can use this simple framework and go see what other people are doing, right? And really just quickly improve or edit down the job ad. Make it fun, make it sexy. Don't go writing some big, boring thing. It's not going to get anybody's interest or attention. You've got to keep it simple. Okay. This is Coach Liam, guys. No BS podcast. Stay tuned. We got a ton of other episodes coming up on hiring, on managing guys, on doing the interviews, retaining them, onboarding them. Our special done for you hiring service, which we're actually launching very shortly. We're going to be talking about that. And again, this is going to be the big focus for us, because we know that so many contractors, if you're listening out there, you're struggling with this. You've been trying to hire. And it's, again, not because you're not hard workers, not because you guys don't care. You just don't have the right tools, the right skills, the right tech, the right systems, or maybe the right perspective. That's someone who's already been there and done it. And we're going to show you some guys who are using these systems that we're talking about, who are hiring people consistently, who've figured out the numbers of how many applicants they need to get somebody, how long they last if they get them over 90 days, and really get into the science and the data of hiring. Because just like marketing and sales, it is a numbers game. So this is Coach Liam, guys. We'll catch you on the flip.
Hey, rock stars. Thank you for watching the No Bullshit Podcast for Contractors. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button. And if you're serious about growing and need help, click on the link below. Myself and my team would love to help and give you the necessary tools so you can take your contracting business to the next level. And remember, dominate, delegate, and deliver.